What's the word? What's the word? What's the word, fam? Let's see what these markets is hitting for on this first London session of the week. Hey now, let's make it happen. .com. Okay, here we go.
Now, this particular
All right, welcome to the call. Hey now. Yo, so I'm gonna look at GJ and we're gonna see if it's gonna give us some bread. You know what I'm saying? Just for being us, right? We just looking to get in the way of the money. We're not, you know what I'm saying, chasing the bag. We're gonna let the bag come to us. Now, the reason why I'm saying it that way is because it's all mindset, right? Throughout this journey on trading, you start to learn so much about self. You start to learn so much about these patterns that we continuously do that we sometimes may not be wanting to do, but again, we get in our own way. Let's just be 100, right? So, one thing I've realized in this journey of mine that I know that will help you guys is figuring out what that one problem is that you have that you keep making that mistake and writing it down, either on your computer, on your phone, somewhere when you're about to trade and you see it until it shifts, right? Because a lot of times we start chasing a trade that's not even there. Oh, this is clean. Sheesh. And we just got to realize that everything we want is on the other side of the action that we haven't taken yet. So here, let's see what we got going on. Start of the week, I start to see a little bit of money moving already. Now, I'm gonna start on the 4 hour time frame. We usually start on the daily, right? And we mark the previous daily high. Let's just let y'all see it real quick. So usually we'll come here, first things first, come here, mark the previous daily low, and mark the previous daily high, right? Let's change those. Change them to orange. Now, the reason behind this is because the market, it goes to session highs, session lows, previous daily highs, and previous daily lows, right? And then we use these as our guidance counselors. So we would just have these here, have this marked up. We know that if price breaks above the top, we're in buy territory, and then vice versa, below the bottom, sell territory. That way you have some type of guidance when you go to whatever time frame and just jump into the hour time frame. So now you can see it was just ranging and then broke above. Cool. Now I'm gonna leave these on here and I'm gonna actually label them so that way we know as we're trading, we'll be able to use the previous daily low. Now, I've been utilizing the 4 hour time frame a little more lately because again, the 4 hour time frame is closer to a right now time frame than the daily, right? I can kind of clearly see this W take off. So now what I want to do, I want to see where those swing highs and swing lows are in the market. That way I can see where the money is at in the market. You know, in trading, we call it liquidity. I call it just money. So when you're listening to us as the educators and so forth, as you're listening to it, put the language in a language that you understand. Because if you can understand it in your mind and it makes sense, you can make dollars. So just looking at this piece of information on here, we got these high points up top. We got these low points down here. So this is the lowest point. Money is sitting down here. Right? Right here. This is inside buy side liquidity, aka this is money that's sitting inside of money. Again, I like to put things in terms that make sense to me, so that way it don't sound confusing. I know a confused mind does nothing, and we here to really overstand it, right? Now, inside of here, we got a few things. So this area here was a break of structure. Now, mentally, I'm like, okay, since we just broke structure, something could be potentially about to happen. Price is right here where this little bit of money's sitting at. Now, it's all gonna make sense here in a second because money is what moves the market, and the market goes to where the money is at. It's like a magnet, just like us as individuals, right? When we're looking to manifest, it's a frequency we operate on, and that magnetic energy within us attracts what we want, right? Or sometimes what we don't want, because the subconscious mind is so powerful, it don't know real from fake, so it just moves. Now, the reason why I have these blue lines on here, and I said that this is where money is sitting at, and we have money inside of money, is because that's exactly what is happening. All these high points and low points are places that the market is going to go to before they make another decision. Like if y'all ever watched a football game, after every single play, they go to what? A place where they huddle up and they make a decision. And then the next play, they do the same thing. And still, every play, they're making a decision. They go to the same spot. Same thing here. So this area, I know we call it break of structure. Look here, this is a support. Now it became resistance, break of structure. Also, a major key level. The reason why it's a major key level, I'm going to mark it gray. When you see a place where it was once support, turn resistance. Or once resistance, turn support. Major key level. Now let's let the story unfold. So now we have price that just broke above the previous daily high. It did a break of structure. And now it's right here where the money's sitting at, right? Now, one thing the market does is fake out. More than it likes to give us what we want, right? How many times have we seen the market go one direction? We wanted it to go in our direction. It hit this one spot first inside the market, and then boom, went in your direction after it took you out after it hit the stop loss. Because this Oh, wrong one. This right here is where price is going to come to and sweep out all these orders that is above here. Same thing on the low side of the market. We got this sell side liquidity here and also at the previous daily low. So now I'm pretty much done doing the surgery on the outside, aka this is a higher time frame. Higher time frames guide us on where the market's going. The lower time frames are used for entry, but it's also getting a closer look to a right now time frame. So now that I have this here, I can drag this all the way across back here to all this area, but we don't really necessarily have to do that. What I'm going to do next is identify all of this. This here is a supply zone. This is where that move started at. My supply zones I mark red. Now, on the way down, I could just, identify all of these fair value gaps inside of here, right? But it's internal sell side liquidity here. It's also a breaker structure. Now, we doing everything on this 4-hour time frame so that way we have everything mapped out. Because if we know where the market's going, we're just looking to get in the way of the money, right? So another breaker structure. We got supply up here, fair value gap here. So if price keep breaking above, go to a fair value gap, go to a place that has just previously been broken. You ever heard people say like break and retest, right? So a place that price has broken right here, structure, breaking, broken actually, went down to its destination. Now it's pulling back up toward the place it just previously broke. Now, this can be the overall move where we wanted to see it go because this is the place that recently got broke in. And guess what we have closer to right now time frame? This breaker structure. Now, I'm like, okay, now I can see what previous data provided. I can see currently what data is provided. And right now, I want to see price out the gate, just looking at everything that happened. Remember, when price breaks structure, that retests. So now price broke here. Let's pull back, then take out the breaker structure up top or retest, right? Now notice this over here was resistance. Break of structure. Now it's support, the retest. So the main move we want to take is from here. And we see how price reacts to this area before we make a decision. So to let us see if this is going to be moving downward like we want, we look at the market. Now this is the TDI. I also look at it as the peanut butter jelly sandwich, right? Now, what is it that I see here on this TDI? Long story short, that top blue line, I consider that the top piece of bread. The bottom blue line is the bottom piece of bread. And everything else inside of here is a peanut butter jelly, right? Just concept wise. Now, if the green line, which is what it is, it represents everything that these candles are doing up top. The red line tells us to enter the trade. The market baseline plays as support resistance and it lets us know the trend. So let's look at this for what it really is and let's make sure we mark what we see. So here, again, plays support resistance, that orange line. Look, green line came down to it as support. Boom. This is the support. Also a demand zone. Now I'm just letting the story unfold, yo. This is just my confirmation piece, my peanut butter jelly sandwich. The reason I call it that because when I was a kid, at one point at 11, 12 years old, there was no food in the crib. My dad was out in the streets doing drugs. There was no food in the house. I had to walk 15, 20 minutes down the street to my aunt daycare just to eat. And she would always feed me a peanut butter jelly sandwich. So I started to utilize my real life into the chart so it could make sense, so I can make dollars to change my situation. Because the money never changed me, it just changed my situation, right? And I had to grow into the individual so I could attract the life that I wanted. Now up here, what do we have? We're at the resistance level. Where's price at? It just broke a structure, or it just did break a structure. Cool. Now that I have the pieces of the information that I need, time for me to go inside of the 4 hour time frame so I can get a closer look to right now. So I can see if price is going to these places where I call money spots and break of structures and so forth to see if it's going to make the downward move. So hour time frame. So what I did on here, I marked the break of structures. I marked where the money was sitting at. I marked the previous daily high and the previous daily low. Now I'm on an hour time frame. You see how we, at the top piece of bread, we broke the top piece of bread. So now we're outside the peanut butter jelly. Price on this hour time frame is at the set. It's a look to the far right, look at the scale. You see it's a 74. So in my mind, because I overstand this indicator, the trend is still moving upward. This 50 level right here is the support. So I still see price pulling up some. Look at everything that's happened within this time. Inside of all of this madness, I'm not going to mark it all the way up, but here is where price is at. In this area, supply, where money is sitting at. So now I'm getting closer to like, oh, wow, this is actually, it's starting to map out. Yeah, it's moving. It's doing this thing over here. Word. But the move already happened. Now we need price to pull back to continue. And everything is pretty much drawn up on here already. So last thing to do is go to our execution time frame, which is the 15 minute. letting the story unfold. So now, here's the beauty of the market. Here's the beauty of this peanut butter jelly sandwich. It's all aligns up perfectly. So now what do we see? The rest of what we need to see. The rest of the story. Beginning of the move, right? We got this beautiful break of structure here. Where are we at up top? We're in supply. That top piece of bread is our resistance. We already got the resistance drawn. Remember we was talking about that red line being entry. So when the green line crossed the red line, that's telling us to enter the trade. Now, this scale over here lets us know exactly where we are inside the move. So we're gonna go like area for area, right? I'm gonna do it this way this time. So between the 90 and the 80, we're in a major sell zone. From 68 to 63, you're in a regular sell zone. This is how powerful this daggone peanut butter jelly sandwich is because it gives the game. It gives the game for real. And now when you just understand where the market is between the 37 and the 32, regular buy zone. Now this is just me doing extra markups. Just of course, I'm also trading for myself so that way I can see what the market is doing. So it's always preparing for when a market is in the way, so that way you can be in the way. All right, and then between 20 and 10, major buy zone. So if I was to drag these all the way across, we would see how price allowed us to see what's really going on. And this is why I'll be getting ready for whatever trade that I'm looking for, because now I'm just color coordinating what I see. Perfect example down here, right? Between 10 and 20. This right here, we said this is a major buy zone down here. This is a regular buy zone. So look, bottom piece of bread, top piece of bread, top blue line, bottom blue line. So if we're outside the bottom piece of bread, we got to go up to get to the peanut butter jelly. But we only enter the trade when we cross that red line. So boom, right here, when we see this, that's saying, bro, into the trade. Hey, yo, sis, into the trade. Remember, we outside the bottom piece of bread, so we got to go up to get to the peanut butter jelly. And when we look at the market, boom, look what price did. Shot up. And remember, it's coming from a major buy zone. Now look right here. The liquidity, aka where the money is sitting at, got taken out, and then it went in the direction. Let's just go back and let's go closer to it right now. Boom, another one outside the top piece of bread. And we want to get down to the peanut butter jelly, right? Because we're outside the top. This bear right here is showing bearish divergence. That's just when your, let's just say RSI is slanting one way at the edges, at the highest points, right? But when you look at price, it's going the opposite way. So this is slanted this way. And you see that bear slanted the opposite way. Bearish divergence. But what happened? There was liquidity here, or AKA money sitting right here. Let's just mark it just so we can see it. Boom. And guess what? Price took those orders out and then sold. So this is why I mark these money zones. So I know as soon as price does its fake out to take people out of the trade, I can be in the right direction. So this same spot is where we said that that sell would come from because we're outside the top piece of bread. We crossed the red line for entry and boom. So it gave us a second opportunity there. But again, everything is unfolding. Okay, why did it buy up from here? Got you. Outside the bottom piece of bread, inside the major buy zone. Cool, got it. Why did it buy over here? Well, one thing we can see, even though it's colorful inside of here, a W, double bottom. But guess what? It came outside the bottom piece of bread, in between the major buy zone and the regular buy zone. The red line's here for entry. Boom. Same concept all the way through. And we look, bam, the buy happened. Let me check the chat. I just noticed. I'm so sorry, y'all. Need this recording for sure. I got you. Right? Now look here. Let's go to recent structure. Boom. There we go. Look, look, look. It's the fake out, y'all. Taking it out. So we cool. We patient. We patient with it. Boom, boom. Here's a support. We can see that elbow grease right here at the bottom piece of bread. Boom. So now let's get ready for this trade. Closer to right now time frame, breaker structure, all that greatness right here. Demand zone. What else we got? Breaker structure. What else we got? Fair value gap. And then another one. So it's literally starting to show me exactly what I needed to see. It came up here. It's sweeping all this stuff out. Cool. Perfect. Let's be patient until this cross to the downside. This market baseline, if y'all are, matter of fact, if y'all are on this call here, boom, TDI, right? So Traders Dynamic Index is out of charts. This is what I'm using, default settings. Now, here's the beautiful thing as well. We know we got demand here. We know we're already expecting price to pull back. And then we have this beautiful last piece of information, the fair value gap, this whole area. And this is where we want to look for the buy at again. So out the gate, I'm looking for price to literally come down. Right back to that breaker structure. Right back to where the money at. Right here. This is where we want price to come back to. Why? Y'all know how they say swing high and then they say the swing low, right? Boom. Bread. The bread sitting right here. So I'm seeing price come down to this area. Look at what price did inside a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Now we're outside the top piece of bread. The red line here with us. Where's money at? Inside that what? Major sell zone. pay now. So now I just got to be patient like a doctor, right? And see, okay, now that I got my area of interest, let me move this arrow out the way. And now what do I need price to do? Break to the downside. This gray area I no longer need because it's inside of the area on a 15-minute time frame. So clean the chart up. But I know I'm in my area of sale. Let's break back below. So now at 210,500, I'm like, you break below here, I'll take the trade, right? So I'm about to throw this inside of the community. Let me go ahead and do this up here. Now this is just for words. I had drew some up earlier. I put the chart size a little bit hectic. Let me see, GBPJPY. Market idea. And again, I'm going point of interest 210, 500. Invalidation zone 210, 800. Go one. That's at the entry point, yo. Just give me 1 second. Go ahead. I'm entering the trade. My fingers. I gotta think. 210.200. Go 210.000. And go 3, 209, 800. Boom. All right. This is not financial advice. All right, cool beans. There we go. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. All right, so 30 pip stop loss. And let's go 209.80. That's the lowest we talking about going. All right, here we go. Boom. And look, team, before I post it, I'm about to. But look, next candle pretty much forces the entry cross. We just prematurely seeing it. Let me put
You
this.
posted it in the circle?
Yep, yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch all the parameters. Okay.
I got you. So the entry is that 210.500
Where is it?
is
You
that.
already did the trade, right?
Yeah, yep.
I just hit buy and put in the parameters. That's a buy.
Oh, no, celery.
That's a sell?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okie dokie.
Look,
I'm sorry.
I almost, no, you're good. I almost put at GBP. I'm just called everybody GBP. So yeah, right here, 210.500 is the entry.
I'll just take a picture.
I
Okay.
got you. All right, here we go. So boom, we taking it down. Overall, what's that? 50, that's 70 pips overall if it hit TB3. And then I'm sure you guys may or may not be aware they made an announcement. You guys can
Yeah,
choose.
I'm sorry. I must be needing my caffeine. I didn't catch it.
It's all good.
All caffeine deleted, depleted.
Oh, got you. You've been on the coffeelation.
Just sure to get. I'm going to take a picture this time.
Oh, you talking about the parameters? I got you.
The perimeters, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got it.
Here, no, that was Gary's. Here we go.
Okay, I got you. I know. Oh, okay. I want yours. GBP, right? Salem.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, indeed. And then over here, y'all, you guys can choose whichever educator you guys want. If y'all want to have one-on-ones with them or myself, just go to the side. And that way you can have that closer one-on-one relationship with them to get inside of their brain, their mentorship, and just get more access to them. So that way you can understand the style of trading that you like, and then you can tap in with that educator. So whenever you guys are ready for that, hey, get on Josh's mentorship or my mentorship or Raul's mentorship, whichever one that fits your style of trading, makeithappen.com. Tap in. We all are just putting in mad value and more exclusive stuff into the content so that way we can take things to the next level. Hey, now. And this is the trade that we're makeithappen.com. This recording, I am about to be up for a little bit. So I'm gonna post this as soon as it's done on the YouTube. It's just at Coach Chosen. All one word. Boom. So just at Coach Chosen, and it will pull up, yeah, all the stuff that's on my YouTube on trading. So let's make it happen.com. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Um, yeah, it's about to get out of hand like a fumble, right? Time to really win big and live the rest of our life because it's the best of our life. I will see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Hey now.